Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Guys, make sure you're smashing up the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you are new, as we're going to be discussing some things regarding the transfer window, Arsenal's transfer window. We'll speak about Liverpool as well because, of course, we are going to speak about our title rivals today. Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City. But before we do, guys, make sure you guys have smashed the thumbs up button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel as well if you're new. Let's have a look who we've got in the building tonight. Built to Dell, built to Selman, Elvis, built to Life, is it? Built to Ty, Citizens, Phillips, built to Poznan, Pete, Jordan Bass, Pardo, MCFC for Life, built to Nawaz. You know what, bro? I don't always stand. I very rarely stand, actually, but I do stand sometimes. Built to Christopher, built to AU, Sebastian, Harvey Singh, built to you, man, built to Tom, Nax, J Claus, CK. Good to see you, man. Guys, make sure you are smashing up that like button, right? But here's the thing. Arsenal Football Club, yeah? What is the DNA of Arsenal Football Club, guys? This is what we need to talk about, yeah? The DNA. I'll tell you what the DNA is, yeah? I'll tell you what the DNA is. That DNA is this. Numero uno. Play nice football. Yeah? Arsenal, for as long as I can remember, played nice football. Sometimes this football club has been known as the banter club. And even now, when they're, pretty decent, still are a pretty, banterous football club, yeah? They're still a pretty banterous football club. What else are they? They're a team that is the nearly team. Oh, nearly won the Premier League, guys. Nearly won the Premier League. Yeah? Let me just get this focus sorted out because it's cooking my head off. Right, here we go. That's a bit better. Nearly team. Always nearly won the Champions League when they got beat off Barcelona in the final. Nearly won the Premier League 2 years ago when they was, when they bottled it. Nearly won the Premier League last year. But here's the main thing about Arsenal that you guys need to know about, man. Is that they never ever do enough in the transfer window. They never ever do enough in the transfer window, man. They never do. I always go back to this. And for me, the reason I go back to this is because for me, it's one of the biggest failures in football transfer history because the outcome was so drastic. And it was when Arsenal could have signed Luis Suarez. I tend to talk about this all the time. And the reason I talk about it is because if Arsenal would have signed Luis Suarez back in the day, they would have won the Premier League. 100%, no doubt in my mind, they win the Premier League. Yeah? Didn't do it. Too stingy. Not willing to go the extra distance. Not willing to put the money in to get the player. Didn't win the Premier League. Yeah? 2 seasons ago, Arsenal, January, leading Manchester City. I don't know how many points it was, yeah? I don't know how many points it was. It was maybe like 6 or 7 points. You got, 5 months left of the season? What did they do? Did they go out there and really make a big push to go and win the Premier League, guys? Did they? No, they didn't. They didn't win the Premier League. Last summer, listen, obviously they get Declan Rice. It's a show of intent. But did they get enough? No. And this summer's transfer window from Arsenal Football Club, in my opinion, is shocking. And listen, football's all about opinions. So if you disagree with my opinion, whack it in the chat and I'll read out your opinions. And we can have a bit of a debate. But I think their transfer business this summer is shocking. It lacks ambition. It lacks any drive. It lacks imagination. People say to me, oh, yeah, but LB, Calafiori. Right, hang on a minute. They already had one of the best defences in the league last year anyway. So, yeah, they've strengthened the defence. But you can still only have 4 players on the football pitch, right? And let's be honest, Calafiori is still a pretty unknown prospect. Let's not pretend like this guy's got years and years and years of experience at the top level under his belt. Yeah. If this guy flopped for Arsenal, would anyone really be surprised? I mean, he's 22 years old, right? He's 22 years old. He's played one season at Bologna and one season at Basel. And then he's had a few games for Italy in the Euros. Let's not pretend like this is some gigantic signing. It's a signing that's got it's got a little bit of hype around it. I accept. But ultimately, their defense was already pretty solid anyway. Next up, let's move on. They buy Marino. So I'm getting a bit confused about where's he going to play? Is he going to play left 8? So what's happening to Declan Rice? Is Declan Rice going back to the 6? Or is Thomas Partey staying in the 6 and Declan Rice is going to be left 8? So is this just more squad building in the signing of Moreno? And how good actually is this guy? Because you know what happens, yeah? People do this all the time. All football clubs, it's not just Arsenal. People pretend like they know about football players that they've never watched before. How many of these people actually have watched this Moreno guy? Be deadly serious. How many people have actually watched him like on a reg? Because I'm not being funny here. You can't make an opinion on a player if you watch him one game. You just can't. This guy's come from Real Sociedad. Right? He played there since 2018. How many people actually watch Real Sociedad on the reg? Very few people. So, again, what's this guy saying? Not a very inspiring signing, is it? And then what they're doing, they go and get Raheem Sterling on a loan deal. Potentially loan, potentially signing, but I believe it's going to be a loan from the news that's coming out. This is just lacks imagination. Oh, he's available, so we'll do it. You're basically hoping and praying that you're getting 2019 Raheem Sterling. Because let me tell you something, yeah? If you get the Raheem Sterling of the last 3 or 4 years, he ain't going to help you out, mate. He ain't going to help you out. He's not going to help you out. So you've got to hope and pray that you get the 2019 Raheem Sterling. It's a gamble. And listen, they gambled with Havertz last year, and I think Havertz has worked to some degree. I think it has. I think he's come in. First half of the season was poor last year, but then really picked it up, and his goal contributions have been absolutely phenomenal. But then you're taking another risk on Sterling. I'd look at it and go, this club's serious. Is this club serious? I don't look at it and think, I don't think they're serious, man. I don't think they're serious. Why don't they go out there and buy like a proper creative midfielder? Because at the moment, the only creativity they've got in that midfield really is Odegaard. That's it. That's the only true creativity they've got in there. Because Declan Rice is not a creative player. And nor Moreno. Look at his stats. He ain't a creative player either. Where's your creative midfielder? Yeah. Where's your number 9? Where's your difference maker? You got your Havertz as your false 9 type player. Where's your actual, difference? So you've got options. No, not got one. Jesus, he ain't it. He ain't going to win you a title. And then you go and get Sterling. Listen, I'm not going to slag the Sterling deal off too much for Arsenal because I think it's a potentially decent deal. But when you look at it on the whole, when you look at it, and by the way, when I say potentially decent deal, it's only potential because if you're getting him anywhere near his 2019 numbers, then great. It's still a massive, massive risk. It's still a massive, massive gamble. So I look at it and go, this club, Arsenal, I just don't see their ambition. I don't see this club as a club that wants to be winning Champions Leagues and winning Premier Leagues. I mean, half the fan base don't want to win the Carabao Cup anyway. They're not asked about it. They don't take it serious. So that's one trophy down. Remember, you've only got 4 trophies to win. So you're automatically down to 3 because they don't care about it. Now half of them are saying that, the FA Cup's not good enough for us now anyway. So we can't win the FA Cup. That's pointless. So you're down to 2. The Champions League, they've never won in their history of being a football club. You know what I mean? Despite being at the upper echelons of football in class, you know what I mean? Much longer than City, for example. They've been there a long time. Still never won it. And the Champions League is notoriously difficult to win. And there's an element of luck into it as well. And then the Premier League, they bottled it 2 years in a row. So here's the thing. I just look at it and think, what did the conclusion I come to? The conclusion that I've come to is that have Arsenal done enough business in the transfer window? Or is their business good enough where they overtake Manchester City as the favourites for the Premier League? And the answer to that question, in my view, is no. No, they've not. And even if we hadn't signed Gundogan or Savio, I still don't think I'd be saying they've overtaken us in terms of who's favourites. You know, because then you come on to the City thing and say, right, okay, well, what's City done? Well, we brought in Savio, young prospect who's just been playing in La Liga, looks insane. We've already seen in 2 games, he looks absolutely mega, yeah? It looks absolutely, let's be honest, this guy's already one of the best right wingers in the league. I'm not going to say he's the best. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to be shameless. But he's already one of the best right wingers in the league. Let's just have it right. Yeah. And we brought in Ilkay Gundogan, another leader, another captain, another player that's been there and done it, another player that comes in and know what it takes, can play in multiple positions. I look at that and I go, you've then got Rico Lewis, who's going to step up this year. That's going to be, you know, a bonus. You got Ruben Diaz this year, who I think is going to step up and be a lot better than he was last year. Obviously, Oscar Bob's coming back in December, January for the second half of the season. And I think to myself, I just don't see anyone else being the favourites for this league other than Manchester City again. And it's for me because teams don't do enough in this league. And, you know, people say, oh, but LB, this is the thing. City haven't done enough. City haven't. No. You're missing the point. City are already at the top. All we need to do is maintain our position. Maintain the squad, you know, make subtle improvements because we've won it 4 in a row. We don't need to make drastic changes. We just need to keep ourselves better than everybody else by just topping up the squad, moving on a player or two every year and bringing some fresh enthusiasm. And that's exactly what we've done by bringing in Savio. And that's exactly what we've done by bringing in Ilkay Gundogan. And again, I say it to you guys, I look at this and I say, have Arsenal done enough in this transfer window to overtake Manchester City to put them as the title favourites? And they've not. You know what I mean? And none of the signings are scary. None of the signings strike fear into me. Like at least last year when they went out and spent 105 million on Declan Rice, I was like, bloody hell, 105 million on Declan Rice. These guys are serious, guys. These guys are serious now. They're not playing anymore. And then we go back to this year. They signed Calafiori as another backup defender. They signed Moreno from Sociedad, who I don't really think, you know, necessarily they're that desperate for. And they go and sign Raheem Sterling. Because let's be honest, they wouldn't probably have signed anyone on the wing. It's just, oh, he's available. Well, we could do with a winger, so let's get him. You know what I mean? So they don't act like a big club. They don't act like a big club. And Arsenal fans, I know, are going to hate that. But it's true. You know, this is a football club. It's one of the biggest football clubs in the world, Arsenal. Yeah? They don't won the Premier League in 20 years. Not won the Premier League in 20 years. They've never won a Champions League. And then when you say they don't act like a big club, they go, yeah, we do. Yeah, all right. Well, if that's the case, you're the shittest big club going. Because, you know, you're not won a title in 20 years and you never won a European Cup. You know what I mean? That is horrendous. That is horrendous. And then, you know, I just come on the streams, I do videos and I say, this is my opinion on Arsenal. Very reasonable views. I don't think anything I've said on this stream has been outrageous. And, you know, your Arsenal fans absolutely cooking you in the chat saying, you focus on your own club. It's just like, okay, I'll focus on my own club. The club that's won 4 Premier Leagues back to back, while your club hasn't won one in 20 years. I'll focus on my club that's won a Champions League, unlike your club that's never won one in your history. I'll focus on my club that within the next year or two, on the current trajectory, is likely to overtake your club in terms of total trophies won. I mean, how embarrassing does it have to be for you guys before you actually wake up and smell the coffee, man? Do you know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. And again, you speak about Arteta, they cook you, they don't like this talking about it, they don't want to have a conversation about Mikel Arteta. Yeah, it is what it is, man. And then they'll go, 115, 115. Listen, I'm not being funny, mate. 115 ended in 2018, mate. It's 2024. The reason why we're winning trophies and you're not is nothing to do with 115, yeah? If Liverpool wanted to have a complaint about it, all right, or United or whoever at the time, fair play, they can moan about it all they want. But Arsenal, that ended in 2018. What are you talking about? Oh, but it was all built upon the success. What are you waffling, man? Honestly, some of these people, I don't know what's wrong with them, man. I'll be deadly serious, guys. And then you come on to Liverpool, yeah? Then you come on to Liverpool, my God. That club is going into managed decline. I've said this a number of times. Liverpool Football Club is entering a period of managed decline. Yeah. Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, all out of contract at the end of the year. Alisson potentially going to Saudi Arabia next year because they've just signed a new goalkeeper. And who've they signed, guys? Who have they signed? Who have they signed? Federico Chiesa, a man notorious for never getting injured. Oh, wait. No. Oh, shit. No. Oh, no, he does get injured all the freaking time, mate. So this is the thing, man. Clubs ain't serious. And I come back to someone, a famous person once said something about a year ago, I believe he said it. Maybe 6 months, yeah? Let me say something. Jose Mourinho did an interview, yeah? And he spoke about Pep Guardiola. And they said, what do you think Pep Guardiola's thinking right now? And you know what he said? Pep Guardiola is laughing at everybody. He's laughing at everybody because no other team in this league is serious, boys. It's serious. It's serious. And people will say, oh, well, why don't City? Why, City fans will come on the stream and be like, LB, why are we not spending more money? Listen, I'd prefer us to spend a bit more money. I'll tell you why they don't do it. They know they don't have to. That's the truth. City don't spend money because they know they don't actually have to spend money because everyone else just takes the piss. Do you know what I mean? You think maybe if Arsenal went out or Liverpool went out in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the transfer window, I went bang, 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 200 million quid. Yeah, let's not pretend they've not got it. These are billionaire owners, right? You think City would just be sitting there going, oh, they probably go, we need to respond. We need to respond. We need to buy players. We need to improve our squad. They're making moves. They're looking scary right now. They're looking at it going, well, Liverpool have not done anything all transfer window, and they've got a new manager, and the club is going to enter a period of chaos soon when all these contracts get lower and lower and lower. They're probably, starting to fade off. And then look at Arsenal and say, oh, yeah, I mean, they're looking all right, but they need to improve the squad. Who've they bought? Another defender. Yeah, you can talk about squad depth and all this kind of shit, yeah, which is obviously you need squad depth. But ultimately, was the defender their main priority? Was it really? I mean, they already had Kivior. I know maybe Kivior wanted to leave or whatever, but they already had Kivior. They had Timber coming back as well. So I looked at it thinking, maybe getting a defender's not a bad shout. But was it there on the list of the priority levels? How far up on the list? He'd probably right at the bottom. Let's be honest. It's mad. And I just look at it and I think, this is City's title to lose again. And we've not even freaking done anything, mate. We spent 25 million quid. And again, I say it to City fans that are maybe a little frustrated that we don't spend more money. This club would spend money. 100%. I have no doubts in my mind that if City needed to spend money, they'd spend it. The reason I don't think we spend money is because I think the club look at it and go, we don't need to spend money. We don't need to spend money because no one else is good enough or, no one else has the ambition to push us. So we just keep it rolling. We keep it moving. We'll bring Gundogan back in on a free and have a little bit of a remontada and everyone will get giddy and I'll get his name on the back of my shirt and that. We'll all have fun time. We'll bring in Savio, a little bit of Brazilian flair. We'll probably win the league again this year, 5 in a row. Everyone will cry about cheats. Everyone will cry about 1-1-5 and how it's a Bundesliga and how, oh no, City are doing this and City are doing that. And nobody will actually sit there and hold a club accountable bar a few people. That's the truth. Very, very few people will actually look at their own football clubs and hold them accountable because they don't want to. They want to take the easy option. And just blame City and say, oh, City this, City that. City have signed 2 players this transfer window. We spent £25 million. We brought a 33-year-old midfielder in and a 19-year-old player that's probably going to need a lot of development. Yeah? Not my fault that your club ain't moving the way it should be moving because your club doesn't have ambition. If it had ambition, you wouldn't have not won a trophy or a Premier League in 20 years. You wouldn't still be Champions Leagueless. And as for Liverpool, mate, I'm not being funny here. It's all PR. I called it months ago. Soon as they come out and said, Arne Slot is going to assess the squad before making any signings, I called it out back in July and said, this is PR. It's PR. If you believe that for 1 second, then you are extremely naive. Extremely naive if you believe that for 1 second. Because everybody in the football world, everyone who watches football or watches the Premier League or watches Europe or whatever, knew that Liverpool needed a CDM. Everybody knew that. I knew that, you knew that, Arne Slot knew it, and everybody in the Liverpool company, everyone in that company, whether they're the cleaner, yeah, or whether they're the coach, knew that they needed a CDM. And then it's quite ironic. It's quite ironic that the one CDM in the world that they decided to go for, yeah, was the one player that had reportedly rejected 2 or 3 other clubs. It's almost as if they didn't want to sign anyone, and they tried to sign Zubimendi, knowing that low-key he'd reject them, and then they'd be like, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. So I just find it hilarious, guys. I can't lie. I think this is City's title to lose. I think, to be honest with you, I'd be very surprised if we didn't win the league this year, barring like major injuries, of course. And I just honestly just think that these clubs, Arsenal and Liverpool, they ain't serious, man. They just ain't not serious. Guys, make sure you are smashing up the like button, man. Over 450 people tuned in. It says that if we had a right window as bad as this, we'd be rioting. Bro, this is the thing, man. I say it again. I say this again, yeah. Arsenal are so close to being a top team. And people can't say that they're a top team right now because they've not won anything. If you're a top team, you at least win an FA Cup. You at least win something, maybe even a Carabao Cup. They don't win nothing. They're so close to being a really solid team. But this is what I said right at the start of the stream, Pitbull. This is in Arsenal's DNA. This is Arsenal. This is their DNA. It goes back to the days of the Luis Suarez saga. If they would have signed Luis Suarez, they win the league. Yeah? 2 years ago, when they was ahead of us in January by like 7 or 8 points or whatever it was, if they would have gone out in that January and got 4 or 5, or not even 4 or 5, I mean 3 or 4 top players, talking top players, players that can push the team on, maybe they could have won it 2 years ago. They didn't. The only real good signing there was Trossard. Jorginho was not. It was just a squad filler. Yeah. Last year, again, just didn't do enough. And this year, for me, I just think it's probably the worst of the lot, man. I mean, to lose the league by 2 points and then go out and sign another defender that is low priority, Moreno and Sterling, I just look at it and go, what the hell? Like, are you being serious? Are you actually being serious? But the thing is as well, you know what's crazy here? Is I'm starting to see Arsenal fans now wake up online, man. I'm starting to see them wake up online. I'm going to go on Twitter. Even Babs is calling it out. You know, Babs, the Arsenal fan, seen him as well, said this not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, even the massive Arsenal fans that like love, like mad positive about the club, even they're now starting to call it out. You know, because at the end of the day, you can't pull wool over people's eyes for too long. We're in phase 6 or phase 7 or whatever it is now. I'm not entirely sure which phase we're in because, to be honest, I don't really care and I've lost count. But I know we're in like at least phase 7. We're approaching double figures. We're approaching double figures of phases at Arsenal Football Club. And I think even the most positive Arsenal fans are now starting to think, yeah, we do actually have to start acting like a big club, you know? You signed Savio, Real Madrid signed Mbappe, and you've got Sterling. Mad. It's actually crazy, man. It's actually crazy. They needed a top striker for 2 years. Are they blind, LB? Bro, they don't. They're so slow to sign sign players in the positions that they need, right? So first of all, when they signed Gabriel Jesus, I told every Arsenal fan that I spoke to at the time, you signed the wrong player. I said, what? I remember having a debate with Arsenal Fan TV, Robbie. You know Robbie, Don Robbie of Arsenal Fan TV. I remember having a debate with him when they signed him. And I said, you've signed a winger. And he was like, what? What do you mean you've signed a winger? I said, you've signed a winger. He ain't a striker, mate. And all these Arsenal fans, they couldn't get their head around it. They were like, what do you mean we signed? He's a striker. I said, no. I've watched this guy for a number of years. He ain't a striker, bruv. Yeah? Eventually, They realised, because remember, actually, when he went first time, the first like 3 months, the guy was actually cooking on gas. But I knew all the time it was going to end in tears. Now they've got Havertz as a striker, which, listen, he's doing all right at the moment. You got to give him credit, but they need something else. Why did they not go for Tony? Why not go for Osimhen? Why do Arsenal not go for Osimhen? I put a statement out there and say, we're getting a fucking big name here. We are serious. We want to win the league. We want to win the Champions League. Man City, we're not going anywhere. We're getting Osimhen or we're getting a Tony. What did they get? Moreno. Sterling on loan. It's wild, man. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. Yet, if City win the league again this year, which at this moment in time, there is still an hour left of the transfer window, so something could change. If City win the league again this year, which I expect to happen, you know what they're going to say. You know what they're going to say. They ain't going to look at their own club. They ain't going to look at the manager. They're not going to look at the players. They're not going to look at the board. They're not going to look at the owners. They'll go, 115, 115, Man City cheats, man, 115. It's just like, bro, seriously, man, you guys are tapped. Honestly, you guys need to hold your club accountable. You need to hold your club accountable, mate. That's what you need to do. But, you know, you wait until what double figures phases? You want to get to 10? Like, you want to get to phase 10 before you actually make some sort of noise? It's actually insane, mate. It's wild. That football club is a seriously mad football club, you know? They're so close. I'm not saying this about the Premier League. They're not a million miles away from the Champions League, you know? They need maybe a bit more experience in there, I'd say. And they probably need a little bit more quality. But the standard of football in Europe right now is so trash that they're probably in the top 5 teams in Europe. But again, they don't do quite enough, and they won't win that either. So it's weird, man. I think it's very straight. It must be very stressful to be an Arsenal fan, mate, because if you're one of these Arsenal fans that, you know, you don't have to be always calling the club out. You know, you got the people like Lee who are on one side who are just like, you know, they're cooking the club, and I understand why. And then they've got the other ones, the more positive guys. You don't have to be either one of those. Even if you're just a little bit critical now and again, it must be tiring to see how close your club is to winning trophies and just seemingly not doing enough. What excuse, what excuse do Arsenal have to not spend money this window? What excuse do they have? They got no excuse. They're completely fine on PSR, completely fine. It's wild. They spent 45 million quid. Oh, that's euros, by the way. Yeah, which is what, about 38 mil on Ricardo Calafiori. And they spent about 27 mil on Mika Moreno. The Raya deal's gone through at 27 mil, but we all knew that was going to happen anyway from last year. They've sold £53 million worth of player, including Smith Rowe, which is straight profit. So it's not FFP, it's not PSR at all. You know what I mean? It's a wildness. It's crazy. But you also have to look at their recruitment. Their recruitment stinks. 2022, 2023, Gabriel Jesus, 52 mil. Should never have bought him. Should never have bought Gabriel Jesus. I thought that Arsenal fans at the time said, I don't know why you're buying this guy, because you're basically top 4. Because remember, when they bought Gabriel Jesus that summer as well, yeah, they basically were top 4 anyway. They finished 5th, but only because they bottled it. So they were like a de facto top 4 team anyway. So when people say, oh, we'll get Gabriel Jesus to push us into top 4. No. You're a de facto top 4 team anyway, because the only reason you didn't finish top 4 that year is because you just bottled it at the end of the season when you lost like 5 of the last 6, 7 games or some mad shit like that. Fabio Vieira, 35 mil, trash. Absolutely dead. You remember the disrespect as well? They was calling him the next Bernardo Silva. The next Bernardo Silva? Are you mad? Zinchenko, 35 million euros, can't defend. Kivior, 20 million euros. You know, stinky players, mate. Really stinky players. Do you know what I mean? Lokonga, 18 million euros. Tavares, 8 million euros. You know, you look at it and you think they wasted a lot of money, mate. Yeah, they've wasted a lot of money over the years. And then you get to this summer transfer window when you're a 2 or 3 players away, 2 or 3 top players away from really making a statement and saying, you know what, bro? You know what? We're going for it. Yeah, but Jordan, let me. This is the point that I have to make. Yeah, this is the point I have to make. 2 seasons ago, you finished just behind City. Last year, you finished just behind City. The point, if you finished 1 point behind City every single season now for the next 10 years, that's not success, bro. My point is, when it comes to Arsenal, yeah, is why are you stopping there? Why are you not really pushing yourself as a club? And why are your fans just accepting it? Why are your fans not calling out? Some of them are. Why a lot of your fan base just not call out your owners? You know, you bought Calafiori, Moreno, that's it, and Sterling on loan. And you think that's acceptable for a club that's trying to push to win a Premier League or Champions League? I mean, if you think that's okay, you know, I'm not an Arsenal fan, you can do what you want, but I just look at it and think it's extremely strange. And Liverpool, my God, I mean, they are, like I said, they're going into managed decline. They're fucked, mate. They'll be all right this season. They'll finish top 4 this year because Salah is too sick and he'll get him in top 4 himself. But then if he leaves, yeah, if he leaves and the other 2 players leave as well, then they are absolutely chalked and they won't be fighting for a title anytime soon either, unless Slot turns out to be the next Pep, which is, let's be honest, unlikely. So then you have to look at it and think, Pep must be looking at this going, why am I going to leave? I could farm another 5 straight Premier Leagues here. No one's serious in this country apart from City. And we're not even that serious no more because we're looking at it going, we don't need to be serious because no one else is serious. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, Red Bull, when Red Bull were just winning race after race after race and they're winning championship after championship with Verstappen, yeah? They're looking at it going, well, Mercedes are absolutely trash, yeah? They're not doing nothing, McLaren. They're not doing nothing as well. We'll just keep chilling and we'll just farm races. And guess what? Everyone hates Red Bull and everyone hates Verstappen. It's just because they're the best and then just stay at the best because then everyone else is just doing stupid stuff. It's the way sport is. It's the way sport is. The teams at the top, they don't have to make major changes because they're already at the top. The onus is on the other teams, is on the other competitors to make the changes because they need to make the changes because they're not winning. So I think City will win the league again this year. I'm more confident now than I was last year. Arsenal's still a fantastic team, guys. Let's just clarify that as well. Arsenal's still a fantastic team. They're still a good team. And they will finish second, in my opinion, no doubt. And I don't think they'll be a million miles away from City. I think they'll be within 7 points of Manchester City, in my opinion, yeah? But have they done enough to win the league? Don't think they have. Have they done enough to win the Champions League? No, not in my view. And it's mad because, to be honest, there's probably never been a better time to win the Champions League. Because other than City and Real Madrid, everyone else is kind of dead. And Real Madrid might be in a transition year this year with the shit that's going on at their team. You know what I mean? The Mbappe, Vinny, Jude, all trying to merge them into one team. They might be in a bit of a transition. There's never been a better year to win the Champions League. And what did they do? They signed Calafiori and Mikel Moreno. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, but here's the thing as well, bro, yeah? Here's the thing as well, Jordan, yeah? I ain't even here to cook Arsenal or anything. I'm just here to give my honest opinions. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't have no agendas against football clubs, yeah? I really don't. Like, growing up, bro, I used to like Arsenal because they was a team that competed with Man United. So I was like, you know, I don't want United to win the league. I like Arsenal. And Arsenal have always played great football. Why don't they make a signing like this, though, bro? Bro, this is not true. You think we're weaker than last year? You think, bro, we didn't have Mahrez last year. So what are you talking about, John? Savinho is a downgrade on Mahrez. But, bro, we didn't have Mahrez last year. We won the league last year without Mahrez. Mahrez was not at our football club last year, bro. What are you talking about, bro? This is what we're dealing with here. You lost Alvarez and Savinho is a downgrade on Mahrez. Bro, we didn't have Mahrez last year. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We downgraded on a player that never existed at our football club. What? Okay. We downgraded on a player that never was at our club last year in the first place. Okay. Is Savio that bad? Savio's that bad that Savio's come in and he's worse than a player that did not exist. John, come on, man. Come on. Listen, if you just left it at the Alvarez thing, that's a fair comment. Yeah, we don't have Alvarez no more. But, bro, Alvarez last year, the first half of the season, Alvarez only played because KDB was injured. All his minutes basically came from playing in the midfield. He ain't playing in the midfield this year, Alvarez, because KDB's there, Foden's there, and he's kept McAtee as well. So he wouldn't have played this year. He wouldn't have played this year. The only time Alvarez would have played this year, yeah, is when Haaland gets injured. And he might not even get injured. So as a fan, you're going, oh, City are weaker because Alvarez isn't there. But that only counts if Haaland gets injured. And may I just add as well, we have actually won a Premier League with no striker in the team when we won it with a false nine. So that would have been a fair comment, even though I still have a rebuttal. And the rebuttal is that only counts if he gets injured. And we've also already won a Premier League with a false nine. So Pep Guardiola has shown us that he can win a Premier League with a false nine. And the thing about the Savinho and the Mahrez thing is like, it's completely nonsensical because Mahrez wasn't even at the club last year. Come on, man. What's going on here? Honestly, it's insane, man. Big up David Bray. Says David Robinson sucks at playing bowls. Completely random super chat, bro, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Big up to Dylan as well. Said, I destroyed football in 4 years, just like you destroyed the Premier League in 4 years. Pep to our 2020 squad while Arteta whips out light bulbs. He's just a cringe. I just think he's a proper cringy manager. Yeah, I want you to turn on the light. What are you waffling, mate? What was he talking about? I like people say to me, yeah, LB, do you want Arteta at City after Pep? I'm like, no. The guy's a weirdo, man. Yeah, but LB gets Arsenal second and that. He's doing playing decent football. The guy is proper weird. And I've never seen a manager that moans as much as him as well. He just moans all the time. Do you know what I mean? I want to see a team that turns on the light. What is he talking about, mate? Yo, big up to Pitbull says Arteta should have been sacked 2 years ago. No, listen, that's up to them, innit? Arsenal fans can have their own opinion. I ain't going to be here and tell them, what they should and shouldn't do. But what I will say, because I've got to have an opinion on it, is that Arsenal team is primed to win silverware. And at the end of the day, that's what sport's about. That's what the Premier League's about. It's about winning the trophies. Yeah. Arsenal fans love to tell us that they're bigger than us. Yeah. And they're bigger than Chelsea. And they're bigger. Why are you bigger than those? It's because you've won more trophies than us. That's why you're bigger than us, because you won trophies. And now it's kind of like, yeah, but we won't sack him because it is what it is. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. But that's up to them, bro. They can have their own opinions on it. My view is, yeah, very much like this. My view is like this. I feel that a lot of Arsenal fans are just waiting for Pep to leave. Okay, so what does that tell us? And I know a lot of you guys agree with me on that because you guys see it in the chat as well. You guys see it in the chat as well. You know I'm not just making that up. You guys see it in the chat as well. But here's the problem. What about if Pep signs a new contract? Now what are you going to do? Are you then going to sack Arteta? Yeah? Because you accept that basically you can't win the league, hence why you're saying that you're just waiting for Pep to leave. Or are you just going to basically, just be a club that's just waiting for Pep to leave? What about if Pep ends up staying another 5, 6, 7 years? Oh, he won't do that. He won't do that. How do you know? You never know. People say he was only going to be here 3 years. What about if he stays another 5, 6, 7? What about if he stays another 10? He won't do that. How do you know? You don't know that. Might do. Is it probable? Probably not. But how do you, if I would have said to you when he signed his first contract in 2016, he's going to be here until 2024, a lot of people would have said you're off your head. So, yeah, listen, for me, I just think, Arsenal need to start moving like a proper big club because they are a big club, no doubt about that. They're a massive club, one of the biggest clubs in the world. They've got a lot of money to spend. They have a big fan base, but they don't move in the transfer market like a big club. Big up Jim. Says for all the haters and us citizens, guys, we are much, much better than last year. We have a proper right winger, Gundogan, and KDB is fit. That's enough. Again, yeah, I completely agree. Bro, we won the league, yeah, with KDB injured for half the season. He come back and finished third in the all-time in the top assister in the Premier League. He played half a season and he come third in the assists or fourth or whatever. He got four GNA less than Martin Odegaard in the Premier League last year, despite missing half a season. If we can keep him fit and keep Rodri fit and Haaland, yeah, league's over anyway. Because they're too sick, mate. There you go. So it's a bit of a madness, man. It's a bit of a madness. It'll be interesting to see what happens this year, innit? Because like I say, Arsenal do have a good team. And they're close. They're very, very close to be able to win this Premier League. But I don't think they've done enough, yeah, to sort of cut to the chase, if you've not already worked it out. I don't think Arsenal have done enough in this window to close the gap on Manchester City. I think City have done enough to stay on top. City have the experience. City have the momentum. City have the big game players, the Rodris, the KDBs, the Haalands, yeah? Who do Arsenal have? No one. They don't have those big game players. Havertz is not necessarily a big game player. I wouldn't say Saka's necessarily a big game player. Have you seen his away record against the top six? It's trash. You know what I mean? Rice, I feel like there's a lot of unfair stress on Rice. You know what I mean? He's a player that's come from West Ham. I mean, done well at West Ham, obviously won that European trophy. But was he the player that came in and really took this team to the next level? I don't know if he was, because, he doesn't come in with any authority, really. So I don't know, man. I just don't think Arsenal are going to win anything again this year. And you know what they're like? They don't take the domestic cup seriously anyway, which I've said for about 4 or 5 years. Yeah, that's a major mistake. Kim says, you took a point from us last season. We lost the league by 2 points. We're very close. I just don't think Arteta can get us over the line, unfortunately. Brother, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I ain't saying Arsenal are trash. Far from it. Far from it. The reason that I'm having this conversation, the reason I'm doing this stream, bro, is because I think Arsenal are a very good team. Very good team. And I think you're only 2 players, maybe 3, proper elite level players from not only being able to properly win the Premier League, I'd say properly by actually winning it, not finishing second, because whether you finish behind us by 2 points or 10 points, it's irrelevant. You're behind us. My point is, you're so close to be able to win the Prem. And you're actually not that far away from being able to win the Champions League. But you just don't seem to do enough, in my opinion, when it comes to the transfer market, bro. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying, Kims. I ain't saying Arsenal are trash. I ain't saying Arsenal are not a good team. My point is, why you guys, always seem to never go that distance in the transfer window. You always just come away going, should have signed it, an extra player here, an extra player there. Weird, bro. Strange. Big up Pitbull. I'll check that out, man. I'll check that out. These guys don't get it. Feel so confident about City this year. This is what I'm saying, bro, as well. Like, for me, I feel more confident this year that we'll win the league than I was last year. 100%. 100%. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying, man. Oh, John's back again. What are you saying, John? LB, we added experienced winners into our team. That was missing from our team last season. How can you... Okay, so experienced winners. Okay, so Calafiori, right? What's this guy won? He's 22 years old. He's won... What's he won? He's won 1 Conference League and a Super Coppa. Oh, no, sorry. The Super Coppa was under 17s. So Calafiori has won 1 Conference League. Okay, so I personally disagree that he is what's the word? Experienced winner. Like, I'm just going off the facts on transfer. Maybe transfer mark data is wrong. I can't be held accountable if that's the case. But according to transfer mark data, he's only won a Conference League in 2022. Yeah? How many games did he play in that, by the way, that season? Let's have a look. Did he partake? Did he play in the finals? Did he play in the games? He might have done. Let's have a look. Or was he on the bench? No, so he didn't even play in the games. He didn't play. Wait, is that the right season? No, that's not the right season. Wait, which season was it that he won that? Did I get the right year? 21, 22. Why does it? Oh, no, he didn't even. Bro, he didn't even play in the games. Bro, he played 3 group games in the Conference League that year, and then didn't play in any of the knockout games. So I would disagree that he is an experienced winner. Right, what about Moreno? He's definitely won some stuff, hasn't he? He's 28 years old, right? Right. What's it? Right, so he won 1 German Cup winner in 2017, 1 Spanish Cup in 2020, a Nations League with Spain, and a European Championship with Spain. So he's won 4 trophies. Listen, I'm not going to hazard a guess that he didn't actually play in those games for Spain. Yeah, but I'll give it you. Sterling, yeah, you're right. His experience is a winner, fair dues, but he's been shit for about 3 years, mate. So you got to hope that you can get him back to the level of 2019 when he was at City. And listen, I don't necessarily think the signing of Sterling's a horrendous move, bro. I don't. I think it's another gamble like the Havertz deal. But he's worked with Arteta before. If Arteta can get him back to the level of 2019, fantastic signing. But, you know, for 2 years at City before he left, he was dead. Chelsea's been pretty crap. What makes you think that all of a sudden he's going to go to Arsenal? It's just going to refine that form. Maybe he will. I'm not saying he won't. I don't think it's a bad sign. I think it's, you know, if you get him a loan deal or whatever, you're not paying too much money, you know, maybe it's worth the risk, personally. But, you know, again, I just don't think you've done enough, bro. Yeah, but, bro, this is because it was a former team, bro. Ask Chelsea fans how he played the rest of the season, lad. You know what I mean? And by the way, you played against Kyle Walker, who was absolutely shocking in both of those football matches. But I'm not saying it's a bad signing, Jordan. I don't think it's a terrible signing. I think it's, you know, it's a risk. It's a risk, but I don't think it's a terrible one, to be honest. I told you we should have signed Osimhen. He's a world-class striker who's available for 60 mil on a loan with obligation to buy. I think Osimhen, if Arsenal would have signed Osimhen as a City fan, I would have been scared. I'd have been like, oh, damn. Oh, shit, they're serious. I'd have been scared. I'd have been like, oh, damn, they ain't playing games. They're here to be serious. But they didn't, did they? You know what I mean? Again, because I don't think they're serious. Go and get Osimhen, man. Scare teams. Scare teams. Put the fear into City. Say, City players, look at say, they've just signed Osimhen. They've just signed this guy. They've just signed that guy. You signed Mikel Moreno, man. 28-year-old who plays for Sociedad. I just don't think personally that's the move. I don't think that's the move, man. Built Kim's again. Hey, I like this debate, man. Listen, it's a good debate. This is. I like this back and forth. Keep it coming, boys. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking like City will win the league more comfortable than last year. It's disappointing. We have you in a couple of weeks as well. We haven't been playing well. Well, look, yeah, listen, the season's only just started, so I don't think you can read too much into that. But you know, that's a game that you can't afford to lose. And in my opinion, I've said it. I think you need to beat us home and away. I do. I think you need to beat us home and away for you to win the league. In my opinion, that's my view. But you certainly can't lose the game. I think if you lose that game, I think a lot of pressure is going to start, you know, mounting on Arteta and that. You know, that's my view on that one. Stats on Sterling dropping for 3 years. Yeah, might get a few good games. Do you want to deep it? Do you want me to get his stats up on screen? Because I genuinely don't know, like, fully what's gone on. Because obviously, since he left City, I've not really. Ever since he said that he went to Chelsea to win the Ballon d'Or, I was like, what is bro talking about? Winning the Ballon d'Or? Like, well, what? What are you waffling, bro? Right, here we go. So, last year for Chelsea, 8 goals, 4 assists, 31 games. Yeah? Not horrendous, not particularly great either. And I'm pretty sure he scored a hat-trick in one of those games as well. Season before, 6 goals, 3 assists. Not ideal. And his last season at City, 13 goals, 5 assists. He's not bad. But I think most people remember that he wasn't particularly great that year for us. So this is why I'm saying I don't think it's a bad signing necessarily on its own. If you look at it individually, I don't think it's a terrible signing. It's when you look at the whole transfer business of Arsenal this summer, that's when you look at it and say, it's not enough. You know what I mean? If Arsenal would have got a top-class midfielder, yeah, proper top-class creative midfielder, a striker, and signed Sterling, I think people would go, you know what, sick business. But when Sterling's like the biggest name you've signed type thing, it's not ideal, man. It's not ideal. Hey, yo, big up to Rob as well, man. Says Arsenal would win the league with a different manager. Arteta's a bit unhinged. Listen, Arteta is very a Marmite type of player, manager, isn't he, man? Like, I think that the guy's a bit of a weirdo, personally. That's just my opinion. Like, I know a lot of people will like him. Some City fans even would take him at City, and listen, I'm not going to say no because he's done, he's done all right to get Arsenal into second spot. But for me, yeah, I just think there's something not quite right there, mate. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Can't put my finger on it, pal. But I just don't think something's quite right. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, but something strange. The journey started in 2008, and the City project took 8 to 9 years to be able to attract the right talent. Pep joined following his proven track record, says Mansour as well, man, with the super chat. Yes, and it takes time. It does take time, but what I'd say is Mancini won in 2012, 4 years after a takeover. Pellegrini won in his first year, and he won the double, actually. Carabao Cup, didn't he? And the Premier League double. You know what I mean? So you don't have to wait 5, 6, 7 years. I don't really understand why football has gone down. And you see it with United. Ten Hag's just had the worst finish in Premier League history for Man United. And you got United fans going, we need to trust the process. And it's like, all right, mate. I mean, yeah. I'm buzzing. Every time I see United fans like, yeah, we need to stick with Ten Hag. I'm like, yeah, we need to stick with him, mate. Yeah, you got you that FA Cup dub. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's fucking trash. Trash. Absolute trash. Watch the football with your eyes. Every time I watch United, man, it's hilarious. Hilarious. Even when they win, they're dead. You know what I mean? Watch the game against Fulham when they won 1-0. They were absolutely trash. You know what, as well? Standards start to slip. And this is why we cannot allow our football club standards to drop. Because Khaldun, Varane, Tiki, Pep Guardiola have all built the standards up here. We cannot allow those standards to drop, guys, yeah? Because you now listen to sometimes United fans speak about it. Like, they thought that performance against Fulham was a good performance when they won 1-0. Oh, my God, are you joking? You were shit, mate. But because the standards have fallen, you know what I mean? They create a couple of chances and they think it's a good performance. That's what happens when the standards start to drop. And then they go into this thing where they go, oh, process time. Do you know what I mean? I have to say, though, I don't think City, even when Pep does eventually leave, will go down that road because I think our board's too strong, unless they all dip at the same time, which has been rumoured. I think the way that we're run upstairs is much, much better than everybody else. Probably one of the best in world football, if not the best in world football. So I don't think that's ever going to happen. But yeah, you can't allow the standards to drop, man. You can't. Got to keep it on. Yes, Pitbull, I'll check it in a sec, bro. I'll check it in a second, innit? They got Chicken Wing as well. Says, I find it strange Arsenal is selling their bench players with no replacements. PSR problems. No, we're being told by the financial guys they've got no PSR. I heard Robbie say they have an equal midfield as City. I mean, they just don't, do they? Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden. You know, what's going on, man? What's going on here? It's ridiculous. It's actually insane. Bill Kims again. Says, my thing is with Arteta, he throws all the cups away. Bro, I said this. I say this, yeah. The biggest mistake, in my opinion, Arteta ever made is 2 years ago when you was leading us in the Premier League. Yeah, 2 years ago, you was leading us in the Prem, and you come to City Stadium, FA Cup game, you'll remember Kims, and he rotated his back line and we beat you. Because once we beat you that day, me and every other City fan and probably the players, when we're going to beat these, we can catch these. They're not there. We're better than them. We're better than them because we beat them. And Arsenal fans will go, oh yeah, but we're rotating that team. It's not about that. It's about up here. It's about mentality. It's about mentality. Football. It's about mentality, man. It's not just about how good you are with the ball at your feet. Yeah. How many sick ballers do you see out there that don't make it or play in a dead team in a dead league because they don't have the mentality, mate? Yeah. We beat you that day because he rotated his back line. Yeah. And I knew that day that we could catch you. Now, if you would have come here, yeah, and I think we only beat you like 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1 or something. Like, we didn't pan you. If you would have come there and put in your proper players and beat us, mentality shifts. All of a sudden, City like, shit, these guys are serious. I mean, your players are like, shit, we can actually do this. We can actually win the league. Because remember, you did bottle that league that year, bro. You bottled the league. Because everyone was saying, Arsenal not going to win it. And even your old club was saying you're not going to win it. We're focusing on the Premier League and that. Maybe if you actually come and beat us, you wouldn't have done that because you would have believed. But I'm too negative, says Tinsay with the super chat. Nah, bro, listen, you can... I think, nah, bro. Yeah, maybe you are at sometimes, Tinsay. I don't know, man. But listen, the thing is, yeah, I know why you're saying it, bro. And what you're saying comes from a good place, yeah? So when you put something in the chat and, like, people are saying, oh, you're negative or whatever, or I say, right, that's a bit of a madness. No matter what anyone says, you're only saying it because it comes from a good place and you want City to be staying on top. So long as you're not being a dick, yeah, then you can say what you want. Because ultimately, if you're a fan of a football club and you've got high standards, then it's no issues. So long as you're not going over the top, you know. Guys, make sure you are smashing those freaking likes, man. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well as we start our road to 25k. That's the next one, man. Let's see what you're saying, guys. Would you say Sterling's a City legend? No. No, he's not a legend. He's not a legend. He was a good player for us for a long time, yeah. For a few years, he was top. Yeah, he had 3 or 4 solid years. But that doesn't make you a legend, bro. That doesn't make you a legend. Not for me. Not for me. See what you guys are saying, man. Guys, D-Pick Ten Hag has won double what Teta has in his first half the time. That's funny. Yeah, and listen, the thing is, yeah, about that, right, is it's a very interesting sort of debate, in it, because yes, Ten Hag is a terrible manager and probably shouldn't be managing Man United. And yes, he led Manchester United to the worst finish in Man United's Premier League history, which is a sackable offence in itself. He has still won 2 trophies. And is that not the aim of the game? Is that not the aim of the game? I don't think it is anymore. I think football's changed, where winning trophies is not the aim of the game no more. The aim of the game is to be progressing, yeah? Be progressing in a way that fans think you're moving forward and that you have a long-term chance of winning the Prem or some bullshit like that. I don't know. It's weird, man. It's weird. But winning trophies is certainly not the aim of these top clubs. Certainly not the aim of these top clubs, man. 100%. If it was, yeah, why did Spurs sack Jose Mourinho a week before the final against Manchester City? And then put Harry Winks in charge? Was it Harry Winks? Or what's the other guy? Ryan Mason, sorry. Why did Tottenham sack Jose Mourinho, a final expert, cup final expert, yeah, a week before the Carabao Cup final against Manchester City, and hire Ryan Mason? Because they don't care about winning. They don't care about winning. None of these teams actually care about winning. And then because City actually care about winning, when we do win, because we're the only team that cares, yeah, people lose their shit and just go, it's 1-1-5. No, it's not 1-1-5. It's because you sacked your manager a week before the cup final and hired a fucking caretaker. That's why. That's why. Because you spent 60 mil on Richarlison, mate. Because you spent 50 mil on Brennan Johnson, who is trash. Oh, my God, man. I love it, you know. I fucking love it. It's insane. Honestly, man. These clubs are not serious. And the City is just mopping up fucking trophy after trophy after trophy. Because we're the only club that cares. And we've got to a point now where we don't even have to spend money, mate. We just go, you know what? We're going to bring back Gundogan on a free transfer and get Savio in for 25 mil. And that will be enough because no one else in this league actually tries. No one tries. How disgraceful. How disgraceful is it? Yeah? How disgraceful is it that Liverpool, as a football club, not from a City point of view, from a Liverpool fans point of view, yeah, have got a new manager, brand new into the league, very inexperienced, yeah, very, very inexperienced, hasn't been around, you know, football in terms of like maybe managing and that for the great deal of time. He's only been top level manager since 2019. It's his first managerial job in England. Yeah, it's the biggest job of his career. And what's he walked into? He's walked into a club where 3 out of the 4 best players are all out of contract in the next 12 months. One of them, in Alisson, that's not out of contract, is probably going to be sold next summer by the Saudis based off, the moves that they're making with this new goalkeeper, and that they've signed one player who is notoriously injury prone. I mean, it's just hilarious, bro. And Liverpool fans will go, oh, no, actually, no. I think Liverpool fans are starting to wake up now. But some of them will still go, oh, we can't compete with City. Hey, you're owned by a bunch of billionaires, man. What are you talking about? Hold your club accountable, mate. Hold your club accountable. Honestly, man. It's actually insane, lads. It is. It's insane. Big up, Loose. Big up, MTFC, lads. Good to see you guys. Honestly, it's mad. I love it, man. It's too funny. It's too funny. It's insane. You do realize the only way these teams have, one of the reasons they bang on about 115 is because it's the only way that they'd fucking win the league, mate, is if City are not in it. That's why they go on about it all the time. That's why they convince themselves that we're guilty. That's why they talk about relegating us all the time, because they know that's the only way that they win the league is City get kicked out of the league. And now it's got so bad where they don't just want us knocked down to the Championship. They want us knocked down to like the Conference League, because they know deep down in their heart of hearts, they know deep down that if they knocked us out to the Championship, within a year we'd be back, and then we'd probably again win the league the following year, because we're the only team that actually cares about actual Chatham Wood stuff. That's why they bang on about it 24/7, mate. You got to relegate them and kick them out and get them into Conference League. But it's wild, man. It's actually insane. Nah, bro, I'm chilling, man. I'm just cooking, bro. I can't lie. Bill Chicken Wing says, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, now Arsenal. What's next, United? I'm not taking that pass around Kardashian Cyprus anymore. Nah, bro, for real, man. Serious, bro. Nah, but for real, man, that Kardashian Juju thing was a bit of a madness, wasn't it? Like, I don't know what was going on there. Crazy. It's actually crazy, man. Nah, you know what? People don't get it, innit, Formidable? People don't get it, man. Like, I'm having a fucking blast. And you all should be having a blast, because you support a football club, or most of you support a football club that actually wants to win. Who else wants to win? Real Madrid want to win. Real Madrid are a football club in Europe that wants to win, yeah? I think PSG want to win. They're just horrendous. They're just absolutely horrendous at building a squad and building a team. But they throw a lot of money at it, and they try and buy players. They try and succeed. They try and win the Champions League. But they're just trash at buying the right players and building a team. But they try. The intention's there. And at least they have intention, right? At least they try and win. They're just trash at it. You know what I mean? They waste all the money. I don't really know too much about Italian clubs, AM. So I can't confirm on like Inter Milan or whatever. Bayern are interesting because they definitely try and win the Bundesliga, because they just buy all the Bundesliga players. Or that historically, that's what they've done. So they just farm the Bundesliga. When it comes to Champions League, I think they're slightly less serious, but they always have a squad that's at least capable of getting pretty far. But I do feel that they've even lost their way slightly when it comes to Champions League. And that's probably eaten into the Bundesliga, hence why they didn't win it last year. Of course, Leverkusen did do a madness, to be fair. But I think that was coming. I think Barcelona losing out on the Bundesliga last year, it was coming. And the proof is in the pudding, because they only won it the year before, luckily, didn't they? On the last day of the season, when Dortmund ended up fucking it up on the last day. So, that's been coming around the corner as well. They've not probably took it serious enough. They've not took it serious, man. Tottenham are a joke. Tottenham are embarrassing. The only Big Six team not to have won anything in like the last, 20 years or whatever. They won a Carabao Cup in like, I don't know, 2005, 2006, whatever. I don't know when they won it. But yeah, they're a joke. I mean, that's embarrassing football club. They're not a football club, man. They're like a brand growth company. Yeah. It's like a fucking FTSE 100 company. That they're just in there to grow as a brand, as a football club. They're not actually there to win anything. Yeah, I mean, they're just not. The only big club, the only big six team not to have won anything in the last, 10, 15 years? Yeah, I mean, you can put that down to what? Fluke? Unlucky? Are they just an unlucky club? Should we all feel sorry for them? Or actually, are they just not serious? And I come to the conclusion, when you sack Jose Mourinho, one of the greatest managers over the last 2 decades, a week before a Carabao Cup game, and appoint Ryan Mason as your manager, you're probably not a serious football club. You're probably not trying to win trophies. So yeah, they're trash. Honestly, man, it's insane. We're almost on a 5-year drought. Our last trophy was 2020. Yeah, man. But bro, half your fan base don't even want to win anything. You don't want to win the Carabao Cup. You don't want to win the FA Cup. Yeah, I mean, you've never won the Champions League in the first place, and it's difficult to win. And even if you're the best team in Europe, yeah, you might not even win the Champions League, because that's not how it works, man. You need a little bit of luck now and again. So basically, you've gone from 4 trophies to 1. You know what I mean? Because, Premier League, really, the best team always wins it. Cup game, the best team don't always win a cup game. It's not in your control all the time. One dodgy refereeing decision can cost you. One dodgy refereeing decision doesn't cost you the Premier League. There are 37 other matches. You know what I mean? If City lose tomorrow by a dodgy refereeing decision and we don't win the league, yeah, unless we win every single game now to the end of the season, and so do Arsenal, so Arsenal beat us by, a point or two, that's the only solution in which I can turn around at the end of the season and say that refereeing decision against West Ham was the reason we didn't win the league. You can't do it, man. Honestly, man. It's insane. It's actually insane. Wild, bro. Wild. Sterling's been loaned to Arsenal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a terrible decision, that. I don't think it's a terrible move for the Arsenal, but it's a gamble, 100%. And, yeah. We're not owned by an Arab state. We're a British... Bro, who the fuck cares? Genuinely, who the fuck cares who the club's owned by? Does anyone give a shit? Does anybody care if your club's owned by an Indian, an Australian, an English person, an Irish person, an American person? Like, who the frick cares, bro? Yeah? Who cares? What does it matter who your club's owned by? It literally makes no difference to my life whether the owner is a man, whether the owner is a woman, whether they're 18, whether they're 90, what race, what sexual orientation, whatever. Makes no difference to my life. The only thing that makes a difference to my life as a City fan is, do you do your job properly as an owner? That's it. That's the only question you should be asking. Are you doing the best you can do as an owner of the football club? Everything else is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant, bro. It's completely irrelevant. Going on about the geography of the owners, bro. Who cares? Who cares where my owner's from? I literally have I just don't care. Bro, no, this is fake news. It is absolutely fake news. If I wanted my owners out, I wouldn't care on the nationality of the new owner. I just want my new owner to be competent in their job. Just like because it's the same then. Why is it not the same with the manager then? Why is it not the same with the manager? So when Mancini got sacked or whatever, or whoever was getting sacked, why have I not always got to want an English manager? Or why have I never said, I've got to be a British manager? Why? Because I don't care who the manager is. Don't care who the players are. I just want people at the club that are competent, whether they're players, whether they're managers, whether they're the owner, board staff, cleaners, physiotherapy, media company, social. I don't care who they are. Just do your job properly. That's it. Everything else about it is completely irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. Nah, bro, I'm honestly genuinely not triggered. I actually feel sorry for you as an Arsenal fan, bro, because your club is so freaking dusted, yeah, that you're coming in other people's chats and trying to murk me about not getting Declan Rice when my club's just won 4 Premier Leagues on the bounce and your club hasn't won anything since 2020. Like, that, genuinely, bro, I ain't rattled. I'm having a great time, genuinely. I find this league hilarious. My club is the only team that wants to win. All Arsenal fans ever do is compare Saka to everybody. Yeah, Saka's better than him. Saka's better than, because that, again, that's the only success they can get, because they have no success with silverware because they're not serious. Serious, man. But GG's on the Declan Rice thing, man. Seriously, man. Honestly, that is mint. I'm so happy for you, genuinely, man. Honestly, bro, I was crying for days when we missed out on Declan Rice. Serious. Big GG's for you winning the Declan Rice signing trophy. Nah, for real, man. For real. You should get another gold statue for that, honestly. That was top class. Top. Honestly, man, I was rattled for days. Rattled for days. You should put that in your trophy cabinet. Seriously, man. It's crazy. See, these Arsenal fans, bro, they're just hilarious, bro. They've not won anything for 4 years. They're here trying to flaunt that they signed Declan Rice. Fucking Declan Rice that's won 1 Conference League in his whole life. Honestly, man, this is hilarious. It really, really is. It's mad. It's actually crazy. It's funny because even though the squad has got smaller, I think we've got stronger somehow. Would have loved a Rodri backup, but it seems we kind of have it semi-sorted. This is the thing though, Luce, yeah? City probably look at it and say, do we need to sign a backup, like an out-and-out backup DM for 60, 70 mil? They probably look at Arsenal, they look at Liverpool and saying, nah, we can just get through with Kovacic and obviously we brought Gundogan in. We can get away with just playing them. We don't need to. If Arsenal start spending loads more money and start signing like actual mint players, then City might look at it and say we need to respond. But this is why this is one of the reasons I think City have not spent that much money in this transfer window. We don't need to, because Liverpool haven't done anything. Let's be honest, yeah, it'd be a miracle if Liverpool win the Premier League this year. You can't. Liverpool fans can't be telling me that Klopp's the best manager that they've ever had, and that he's better than Pep Guardiola, and that is mega, yeah. And then tell me at the same time that they're going to win the league with Arne Slot, with exactly the same team that Klopp had last year when Arne Slot's this is his first season in the league, right? So it's very unlikely that Liverpool are going to win the league. So then you look at Arsenal and say, well, have Arsenal done enough? I don't think they have, bro. I don't think they have. We compare our players to City and Real Madrid and we end up winning nothing at the end of the season. I don't know why. I've got another point for you as well, yeah, because when I'm in this mode, yeah, I just can't stop, bro. I just can't stop. Listen to this as well, yeah. If the players at Arsenal are as good as everyone keeps on saying they are, expect them to leave if you don't win anything. What? Saliba, yeah? You love to throw him around as like the best centre-back in world football. Well, if he's the best centre-back in world football and you don't win anything soon, he's going to leave. Because the best players in the world want to win things. Typically, they want to win things. You do get some of them are fucking a bit weird and just happy to chill at Tottenham the whole career, like Harry Kane. Yeah, but on the whole, generally, they want to win things. So if you don't win anything in the next 2 years, and by the way, apparently Saliba's got 2 years left on his contract, so that's a little bit of an issue. He'll get off. He'll get off to Bayern. He'll get off to City. He'll get off to Real Madrid. Maybe he'll go PSG in it because he's French. I don't know. Like, this is the thing. When you've got these players, they want to win. They want to win stuff. So you're going to have to deal with that soon if you don't start winning stuff as well. Now, maybe that's not here yet. Maybe, that's something that come down the road in a couple of years. I mean, if we're in 2026 and you've still not won anything and we're still having this Arteta in our Arteta out debate, man. It's honestly insane. It's honestly... Nah, bro, I completely understand, bro. If I was a rival fan, I too would be praying for the day that Pep leaves Manchester City. 100%. This is not a bad comment, guys. Yeah, this is facts. Every opposition rival fan is praying that Pep leaves the league, right? 100%. No problems with that. But that doesn't give your football club an excuse not to push itself as hard and as far and as ambitious as it can. So that is fair. That is a very fair comment, and I'd agree with you from a rival fan's point of view. But too many fans use this as an excuse on its own, That's the truth, bro. But I don't disagree with the comment because you are right. You are right, man. Let's keep on having a look at some of your comments, man. I wouldn't take Odegaard. I don't rate him that highly. Saliba, yeah, I would take Saliba. I'd take Saliba. I think Saliba to me has proven now that he is a top player. And like I say, if they don't win anything in the next year or two, it'd be interesting to see if someone who does win something knocks on the door and says, you know, you don't win anything at Arsenal, mate. You want to come and actually win some stuff. So, yeah, Saliba for me, I'd take Saliba. I won't take Odegaard. I think Odegaard's very overrated in my personal opinion. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. You can disagree. You can disagree. Yes, Dave. Yo, big up, man. Listen, again, you know, sometimes I go a little bit ham, but like generally, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not speaking like this or having these conversations to like piss Arsenal fans off. Because generally, I don't think I'm saying anything that should piss you off or should frustrate you. Because all I'm saying is, in my opinion, it's the truth, in my opinion. You know, I've not said anything bad. I've said a number of occasions that I think Arsenal are a good team. I think that Arsenal are 1 or 2 players away from winning the league or winning a Champions League. If I thought you was trash, if I was trying to wind you up as an Arsenal fan, I don't be saying those things. I'd say, oh, you're trash. You're trash. You're never going to win anything. You know what I mean? But I'm not. You're a good team. Hence why I like having this conversation. Because it's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting conversation because Arsenal are so close to winning something, yet they've not won anything for 2020. Why? What's the reason for that? There we go. Good question. Jay says, LB, why do you think Arsenal is a bigger club than us? Seriously, I don't understand. We were told that we can't be a big club without the UCL, and now suddenly that doesn't matter. Well, listen, they've got, I think, 4 more Prems than us, and they've won quite a few more FA Cups than us, and they have a bigger fan base than us. But here's the thing. For me, I think if City win another Champions League, I think then at that point, you have to have a serious conversation about why City wouldn't be bigger than Arsenal. If City have 2 Champions Leagues, Arsenal have none. And we're like 3 trophies behind them. Because we're not that far behind them in trophies haul. If you actually go on the actual list of who's won the most trophies, all trophies, you know what I mean? Take out the not Carabao Cup, take out the Community Shield, because that's a dead trophy anyway. It's not a real trophy. We're only like, I think about 6 behind them. So if we win 2 Champions Leagues, at that point, for me, I'm like, yeah, we're definitely bigger than you. Some people say we are still bigger than them. I think it's a fair argument. I think you can definitely put it out there. The one thing I would say is their fan base is absolutely ridiculous. Like, their fan base is so huge, and they do have 4 or 5 more Prems than us. But for me, like, we're there or thereabouts. We're there or thereabouts. If you want to say Arsenal are bigger than City, fine, say it. But they're not miles bigger than us. If you want to say City are bigger than Arsenal, fine. City are not miles bigger than Arsenal. If you want to say they're the same, fine. They're very close. But the point is, if City win another Champions League, I think it's very, very difficult then for anybody to say that Arsenal is then bigger than City if we've got 2 Champions Leagues. That's my view on it, bro. But again, not that that really matters. You know what I mean? Not that any of that really matters, to be honest with you. Facts, bro. I've never watched Odegaard and thought, wow, this player's on a different level like KDB or even Bruno. He's just not consistent enough for me, bro. He's not consistent enough as a player whenever I watch him. Too many games, he just, you know, he just doesn't turn up. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a look. Some more comments, man. Bill Tinsay says, Real Madrid owned Europe, but a new era needs a new king. Who is the new king, though, Tinsay? Who is the new king, bro? Let me know, innit? Who is the new king? We're 4th on the table of trophies, overtook Chelsea too, but they have the European pedigree, so I'll give them 3rd or 4th in the big clubs in England, says Superiority San. Yeah, man, 100%. 100%, man. LB have to give out Arsenal credit, at least attempting to strengthen their squad depth. 23, 25. Nah, listen, bro. My thing is, right, is like the Calafiori signing is a decent signing to strengthen the squad, right? But the priority there was low. They already had a decent defense, and they had Timber coming back as well. Timber didn't play a game for them last year. Guy hardly played because he had that injury. So they basically had a new defender last year coming back this year anyway with Timber. And then I don't think Moreno should have been the priority midfielder. I think they needed another creative midfielder. And I think they could have done with another striker. But, you know, I don't think it's like, again, it's not a window where it's like this is just a complete shit show. Although it could be described as that if you really wanted to. For me, the point is they just never do enough, bro. You know what I mean? That's the point. They just don't do enough. They just never have. It's in their DNA. Go back to the Suarez, man. Go back to Suarez. Keep it. The comments coming in, man. Let me keep on reading these comments. I'm liking this stream, man. I might do more of these streams. You know what's crazy, LB? We ain't replaced Aubameyang. He was a proper last striker. And that's last striker won Arteta only trophies since then. He just, yeah, bro. But the thing is, yeah, why did you sign Gabriel Jesus? Why did you sign Gabriel Jesus for 50 mil? Every City fan could have told you he ain't going to win you a league as a striker. Well, I don't know why he did that. And he knew him. He knew him. Very strange. And you know what? This is a good comment as well, yeah. It does seem to me that Arsenal just try to copy City and copy Pep. And people say, well, of course they'll do that. City are the best team. They're going to copy. But surely, if you just copy, you're never going to be as good because you ain't the guy understanding why he's doing that. Surely Arteta has to come up with his own principles and his own shit, you know? I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. It's weird. Thought Jesus was supposed to rival Haaland for the Golden Boot. Yeah, but bro, Dan Trallius, even when Jesus went to Arsenal at the start, yeah, and started playing well, we all knew at City fans that was never going to last. We all knew it was never going to last, man, because we've seen it before. We've seen Gabriel Jesus have purple patches and go in. And listen, I like Gabriel Jesus. I do. I like him. I think he's a good player to have around the squad. But I knew he's not a striker. I knew he's not a striker that's going to lead you to the title. Because when Sergio Aguero was injured, yeah, and this guy played as a striker, I think he went 9 games without a goal, was a striker in a City team. That's horrendous. How bad that is. So even when he started the season really well, it was always a matter of time before he would just not be the striker again or just start missing chances because he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. You know what I mean? Crazy. It is. Nothing but I'll be passing your info to the police on any more immigrant comments. I don't know what that means, bro. Sorry, Ali. I'm not sure what that meant. Big question. If Tata goes trophyless this season, his project will just be going nowhere. 100%. 100%. He's got to win something. He's got to win something. You lost to a Man United in there. Bro, are you an Arsenal fan, boss? Are you an Arsenal fan? Bros... Bro hasn't won anything for 4 years. Oh, I didn't see his comment about if he's putting racist on mods. If the guy's putting like racist comments in the chat, just fuck him off, mate. Yeah, don't be having any of that shit. Yeah, don't be having any of that. If the guy's putting like mods, if you want to get rid of this guy, mods, I made you mods in it. If you want to bin someone off because they're being a twat, bin them off. You don't need my permission. Beyond belief, you're a mod. Yeah, if you think someone needs to be binned off, just get rid of him, lad. You know what I mean? I'll never tell you that you've made a mistake or whatever. Do you get me? Fuck them off. Weirdos, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. No, I didn't see. I've not seen any of those comments, man. I'm not sure why I didn't see any of those comments. Yeah, nah, bro. I didn't see any of these comments, man. People are weird, innit? People are weird. I don't know why I didn't see any of those. Maybe because I was in the zone, innit? You know what I mean? I was just looking at the screen rather than the chat. Yeah. Big up the mods. Big up the mods, man. Anyway, they ain't like us, innit? They ain't like us. They try to be like us, but they ain't like us. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. That's the truth of the matter. They are not like us. And the transfer window is closed. The transfer window is closed, guys. Yeah? It is now over. Officially over. And City have signed Savio and Gundogan. Rating out of 10 for Manchester City's window this season, guys. Rating out of 10. So we lost Alvarez, right? We signed Gundogan. We signed Savio. I know some of you will be disappointed we didn't get a new right back because a lot of you don't like Walker, but I'm not that fussed. I'm happy with Rico being my number 1 right back and having Walker as my backup and still having the option to play a Kanji at right back if needed. We kept Edison. We kept Ortega. That's fantastic business. I'm going to give it. We don't have a backup striker, which is a little bit of an L. We'll probably be all right. We'll probably be all right without getting a backup striker. But I personally would have liked us to have got a backup striker towards the end of the window. But our depth on the wings is insane. Our depth in creative midfield is great. The DM position is still question marks when Rodri's not there, because Kovacic, even though he's done well in the first 2 games, the first half against Chelsea, we got completely opened up, and we got completely opened up for the goal against Ipswich Town. So I still think there's a question mark over that. So we've not really fully addressed that. So that's a bit of an L. And we've not got a striker. That's a bit of an L. But we brought Gundogan in, which I think is fantastic. And we've got Savio, which is looking like insane. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think that's fair, because at the end of the day, we've still not got a proper DM backup, and we've not got a striker backup. So I can't be giving it a 10 when we've not got 2 key positions. But I think this, but the signing of Savio is super exciting. Yeah, he looks mint, and we brought Gundogan back, which is great depth. So I give it a 7 out of 10. I think 7's probably where I'd be about. The Bible says 7. Andrew agrees with the 7. 6.5 says AA Witherspoon. Let's see what other numbers you guys are saying. 7.5, 7.6, 9.9 out of 10. That's high, bro. I don't think I could go that high, mate, just because we've still not got a proper DM backup, and we've not got a backup striker. 7 or 8 out of 10 says Andy. EI Sports with a 9. 7 there. Yeah. I think it's a decent one. And listen, the window is good enough that we should be winning the league again, in my opinion, this year. We should be winning the league again this year. And Real Madrid, listen, I didn't watch the game against Las Palmas here. I didn't watch the game against Las Palmas, but by all accounts, they were a bit trash. They were a bit trash, Real Madrid. You know, and I've said before, man, Mbappe, too many cooks spoil the broth. You know what I mean? That's what they say, innit? Is that the saying? Too many cooks. Too many cooks spoil the broth, Briz. Did they have too many, like, big names? Right, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. Before we wrap up, we'll have a look at Pep Guardiola's comments in the embargoed section of the press conference today. Here we go. Breaking news. Rodri is set to travel with the Manchester City squad to face West Ham on Saturday evening. Pep says, I think he's going to travel, but I don't know if he's going to be ready. I don't know. Yeah, I doubt he's going to play, to be honest with you. I don't think he's going to start the game, but at least he's ready. Be ready for Brentford, which is cool. And what's this here? Erling Haaland is set to become one of Manchester City's captains in the future. Pep says if he stays longer, he'll be one of the captains. That is normal. The impact since he's arrived is really, really good. Always happy and positive and incredible, incredible. He says, when you play all the games, so active on the pitch, there are leaders that maybe don't talk much, behaving on the pitch. And when there's a big problem, they intervene. You don't need the armband to be a leader. He says, there's a lot going on about Haaland on this press conference. He said it's going to happen naturally, gradually. His ability, strength, potential, and power in direction to the goal is a goal machine. Please don't change. Never, ever change that. I agree. And this is where there are too many fucking weirdos out there that go on about Haaland needing to improve his dropping deep ability and he needs to start linking up play better. And no, he does not. Shut the F up, mate. No, he doesn't. All he needs to do is focus on putting the ball in the back of the net, because that's what he is as a goal scorer. He's never going to be a Harry Kane. Never, ever. I mean, I'm not being funny, yeah? We've all seen this guy. We've all seen the ball bounce off this guy's foot, yeah? We've all seen this guy try and, dribble with it or do something with the ball. And, yeah, he looks at not a very good standard, because that's not his game. So there's no point in working on that, mate, because you're never going to get that up to a level where he's going to be at the Harry Kane level. Keep focusing, doing what you're doing right, yeah? Which is putting the ball in the back of the net. That's what he does, yeah? Some people, man, they're obsessed with this Harry Kane style, and it's weird. It's weird that people are so obsessed with, he's got to drop back, he's got to do this, he's got to... No, he doesn't. He's an elite-level goal scorer. He says, finishing training and staying to work on more and finishing headers, and I spoke with physios, they say he feels perfect, doesn't have any niggles. When in the first season he had a lot, he's always smiling. Yeah, Haaland said that last week as well, that he doesn't have any pain or anything. So yeah, this is what I want to see. Finishing training, just do more finishing, more headers. You know what? If you want to work on something, yeah, Haaland, yeah, work on your heading. Work on your heading. Work on your right foot finishing. Don't work on dropping deep and playing through balls. No, I don't want to see you dropping deep playing through balls. I want to see you finishing better because you can be getting 50 goals a season every year. Keep practicing the shooting. Keep improving your heading ability because that's probably one area of his shooting game, yeah, which is not that strong. Still decent, but it's not like elite level. It's not like a dropper. Keep working on that. No one wants to see you in training dropping deep and playing 30-yard passes. Yeah, well, I don't anyway. Foden is not expected to be out for a long period of time. He's going to be back after the international break. Still, he doesn't feel perfect. We prefer to give him the time to recover and be fine and be ready for the next games. He says, Pep Guardiola on the squad. I know the feeling. The people say, no, it's weaker and they have to sign. I don't have that feeling. I like it. I like what the club has done for me as a manager in the window. I don't know why people are saying it's weaker because I don't think it is. We lost Alvarez, right? Did we sell anyone else? Did we sell anybody else other than Alvarez? Chat. Or is it just Alvarez? Fuck off with your Gomez vibe. F off with your Gomez. You fraud. Sergio Gomez. You, man. Playing games. Gomez. No. Yeah? So we lost Alvarez, right? But we brought in Gundogan, who's going to be playing in the position that Alvarez played most last season, which is midfielder. Who's a better midfielder, Julian Alvarez or Ilkay Gundogan? It's Ilkay Gundogan. And then we brought in Savio on the right, which is more strength. So I don't think the squad is weaker. I think there's a small area of the team, of the squad, there's a small area of the squad which is weaker, which is our backup striker position. But we brought in Gundogan, which is stronger than what we had last year. We brought in Savio, which is stronger than we had last year. And then you've also got to assess the situation of when Haaland's not fit, yeah, and we play false nine, how bad is that going to be? Some people here, by the way, please, if Haaland doesn't play, please don't watch the City games because the way some people are going on, like if we play false nine, the match is already lost. So some of you guys, yeah, are going on like if we play false nine, the game's lost anyway. You do realize we won a league by playing the false nine, guys, yeah? Is it ideal? I'd rather have a striker, I'm not going to lie. But come on, man. Serious. Sometimes maybe in the future you have to invest more, but right now it is what it is. I'm still confident with the team we have, and that's why we've decided to do what we've done. Yep. Jamal Musiala. Coming next year, boys. Alvarez left, Gomez left, Gundo came back, Savinho, plus O'Reilly, Maka. Calls him Maka. He loves him, doesn't he? Why does Pep love McAtee, mate? Pep loves McAtee. He calls him Maka. Nah, I'll be serious, man. McAtee is going to play a lot this year. I'm really pleased with the squad. Apparently, if we don't sign 10 players, we'll be weaker. If opponents feel it, it's fine. I don't have that feeling. I agree with Pep, man. 100% I agree with Pep on this. 100%. I don't get this whole Man City are weaker thing. You can say one area of the pitch is weaker. I saw in a newspaper we can potentially have 100 players every season. That's the truth. Of course, he's an interesting player, but always a West Ham player. Hopefully, he can get out of his FA situation for the benefit of him. Absolutely, he's an exceptional player. He can play different roles, but not just him. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Pep Guardiola says he does not think City would have looked to have signed another centre mid this summer if Ilkay Gundogan did not emerge as an option. He was not in our plans. We did not think he could leave Barcelona. This is the truth. I never thought about that. It happened in one day, and in 3 days, 4 days, we did it. Yeah, man, 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's a bomber situation. The transfer window is closed. Haaland has aura, future captain if he stays. Yeah, that's what Pep's saying. He could be a future captain. I don't see why not. You know, he has that leadership ability. He has that ego to lead the team. So, yeah, maybe you'll see it in the future years. He'll definitely be in the I think next year, when Walker goes, Kevin De Bruyne probably goes, I think he might be in it next year. I think he might be in it next year. Right, lads, I think that's me checking out for the night. The all-you-can-eat buffet has come to an end. And, yeah, I think I'm ready to end the stream. I will be back tomorrow. I need to do my FPL. Shit, I'm not on a stream. I could do a stream. Can I do a stream in the morning? What time can I do my FPL tomorrow? Is it 11 a.m.? Can I do FPL tomorrow at 11 a.m.? Max, change my team. 2 p.m. tomorrow. Right, I'll do an FPL stream tomorrow on the second channel, More LB. So make sure you come over there and check that out. What matches are on tomorrow? Is there any other games that I should do tomorrow? Nah. Arsenal, bro. Can't be fucking ass, man. I'm going to watch it, yeah. You know I'm going to watch Arsenal versus Brighton, yeah. I've got to watch it, innit? But I know for a fact that Brighton are going to pass the ball out on the edge of the penalty area. Arsenal take it off them and they'll score a goal. Yeah, I know that's going to happen. So we'll watch it. We'll do a watch along. That'll be on the second channel, though, guys. Yeah, More LB. So, yeah, make sure you're following the second channel. Link in the description. And then Sunday. Ooh, Sunday's tasty, mate. Sunday's tasty. Man United versus Liverpool, 4 p.m. We will be there. We will be there to laugh at whoever loses. We will be there. Yeah, man. So, yeah. I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll catch you tomorrow for the Arsenal game. I'll be live at around 12 o'clock, but I'll probably do an FPL stream at around 11 a.m. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. More LB, obviously City West Ham tomorrow night as well at half past 5 kickoff, 4:30 live here. But yeah, other than that, big up to Arsenal. Enjoyed that. An hour and 40 minutes we're live for. That's a crazy one. See you tomorrow, guys. Goodbye.